Nobody saw this coming. In June 2025, the F1 world is witnessing something extraordinary. Every Formula 1 expert was certain about one thing when the season began. This would be Lando Norris' year. The McLaren Golden Boy was fresh off his second place championship finish, had the fastest car and looked ready to finally beat Max Verstappen. But here we are in June, and it's not Norris sitting at the top of the standings. It's his quiet Australian teammate, Oscar Piastri. The season started exactly as everyone predicted it would end. Badly for Piastri. At his home race in Australia, the 23-year-old spun in wet conditions and finished a disappointing 9th place. The headlines were brutal, and many thought his championship hopes were over before they even began. But sometimes in Formula 1, disaster becomes the making of champions. Just 1 week later in China, something magical happened. Piastri took his first pole position of the season and dominated the race from start to finish. From 9th to 1st in 7 days. Since that turning point, he's been unstoppable. 5 wins from 9 races, including 3 consecutive victories that made him the first McLaren driver to achieve that feat since Mika Hakkinen. So how did the calm Australian overtake his more experienced teammate and become championship leader? How did he go from playing second fiddle to Norris to leading the title fight? The answer goes deeper than just raw speed or luck. To understand Piastri's rise, we need to look at his unique journey. Unlike most F1 drivers who started in go-karts, 6-year-old Oscar began with remote-controlled monster trucks. By 9, he was beating adults in national RC championships. Having raced remote control cars gave me a rough idea on racing lines and basic driving principles, Piastri once explained. This foundation proved invaluable when he finally moved to karting at the age of 10. His junior career was historic, becoming the first driver ever to win 3 consecutive championships: Formula Renault, F3 and F2. Each title came in his rookie season. Then came the dramatic 2022 contract saga when Alpine announced Piastri as their driver, only for him to publicly reject that. His manager, Mark Webber, had secretly secured a McLaren deal, leading to a legal battle that McLaren ultimately won. But that McLaren deal wasn't just about securing a talented driver. It was about finding the perfect car-driver combination that would define Piastri's championship charge. The 2025 McLaren MCL39 is perfectly suited to Piastri's driving style. The team has completely redesigned the side pods, updated the rear suspension, and revised the cooling layout, creating more consistent downforce throughout corners. However, the greatest car's strength is tire management. Rivals describe the McLaren as having a gentle nature on Pirelli compounds, allowing drivers to push harder for longer without overheating. Team boss Andrea Stella admits the car has exceeded their expectations, especially at circuits where they previously struggled. McLaren's technical improvements focus on better chassis geometry, improved cooling efficiency, and enhanced suspension characteristics. These changes create better ride height management and more predictable handling. This is where Piastri's smooth approach shines. While Norris tends to be more aggressive with tire degradation, Piastri's calculated driving style maximizes the car's strengths. His ability to preserve tires while maintaining competitive pace has become his secret weapon. But the McLaren's technical advantages only tell part of the story. The real difference comes from what's going on inside Piastri's head. That mental game is where the real secret lies. Piastri's extraordinary mental strength sets him apart from every other driver on the grid. The BBC called him maybe the coolest, calmest F1 driver in history, and they weren't exaggerating. But don't mistake calm for weakness. Gary Anderson, the respected F1 analyst, explains that Piastri has found the perfect balance between composure and competitiveness. At McLaren, Piastri is more at ease with the situation. He's very laid back about it all, but inside there is the drive and determination you need to be successful in F1, Anderson explained. This contrasts with Norris, who tends to get more flustered when things don't go as planned. Throughout 2025, we've seen Norris making crucial mistakes while Piastri stays composed. Piastri himself reveals his approach. Just because I'm calm doesn't mean that I'm not ruthless. He works with a psychologist to maintain mental balance and can process complex strategic information while driving at 300 kph. This psychological work translates directly into on-track performance. Engineers praise his clinical technical feedback, which helps the team make better setup decisions. When disaster struck in Australia, he didn't panic. He learned, adjusted, and came back stronger. This mental resilience would prove crucial when it came time to challenge his own teammate for supremacy. That championship mindset has transformed Piastri from supporting actor to leading man in McLaren's title fight. At the start of 2025, Piastri declared he wouldn't be bound by papaya rules this season, the team orders that previously prioritized Norris. The numbers tell the story. Piastri has 5 wins compared to Norris' 2. In China, Piastri dominated from pole position. In Bahrain, he won by 15 seconds despite a safety car erasing his lead. Saudi Arabia saw him take the championship lead, and in Miami, he secured his 3rd consecutive victory. Each win showcased different strengths: raw speed in China, technical awareness in Bahrain, championship mentality in Saudi Arabia, and consistency in Miami. The dynamic between the McLaren drivers is changing. What once seemed like a clear hierarchy, with Norris as the senior partner, has completely flipped. Norris himself has admitted their relationship won't always be perfect as the championship battle intensifies. This shift at McLaren represents more than just internal team politics. It signals a fundamental change in Formula One's competitive landscape. What we are witnessing could be the beginning of a new era. If Piastri maintains his trajectory, he'll become the first Australian world champion since Alan Jones in 1980, ending a 45-year drought. McLaren's dominant position makes this even more significant. They're leading the Constructors' Championship by 197 points, giving Piastri the perfect platform to fight for the title. Meanwhile, Red Bull and Verstappen are struggling in unprecedented ways. Verstappen is now 49 points behind Piastri and has openly doubted Red Bull's prospects this season. But this isn't just about one good car or lucky season. Piastri's 3 consecutive junior titles, methodical approach, and perfect match with McLaren suggest we're seeing the emergence of a genuine long-term force in Formula One. The rest of 2025 will determine whether this is the start of something special or just a remarkable chapter in McLaren's history. But if the first 9 races are any indication, we might be watching the birth of a new champion, one who wins through pure, calculated excellence.